What's up, weirdos? I'm Girly Gore here at the New Jersey Horicon, and today we're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to talk to some guests, we're going to talk to some vendors, and I am glad to have you here. So let's check it out. Let's get some spooky.
So I'm Bob Briggs here at the New Jersey Horicon with Felicia.
He knows my name!
Did I say that right?
Yes! And so I think tonight's a pretty big night over on Shudder. Do you want to tell us what it is?
Tell you what the movie is? I can't do that.
This video is not coming out until after the weekend.
Yeah, well, this is the opening night of the Last Drive-In series on Shudder, weekly double features. So, yeah, we're pretty excited.
I'm really excited, and I'm so grateful that they decided to keep it going. Remember when you crashed the internet?
Well, is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had mixed feelings about crashing the internet because nobody saw the show, and we had worked hard on the show.
Well, thank God for streaming, because then we just all watched it later.
I know.
But for your popularity, it was like, whoa,
yeah,
you're huge.
Well, at the time I was kind of confused because I kept getting these text messages where they said, oh my God, Joe Bob, do you know what happened? What? No, what happened? You crashed all the servers and nobody can watch the show. And I was like, oh, okay, well, is that good?
It's like good and bad.
Yeah, and so I was glad that they put the whole show up the next day. But I mean, we'd worked pretty hard on making a 24-hour marathon, of 13 movies. I kind of wanted people to be able to watch it, but, it all worked out okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect to do it more than that one time, simply because it was a 20-year-old format. We were doing the exact same show that I did on Monster Vision.
Yeah, but it works.
And I kind of tried to dissuade the producers from doing the exact same show, but they said, no, I want the exact same show that you did in the 90s. And I was like, okay, we'll give it a shot. And I was also a little scared that, having commercial breaks.
Right.
And movies on a service that has no commercials, I thought, this is really going to piss people off. And so we got away with that too. And so
I actually find it, I really enjoyed it because it's like, oh, our friend's back, like we're sitting with our friends talking about the movie.
I think a little bit of its popularity has to do with the fact that people do want to watch movies with someone, and the whole Netflix idea of one person watching one movie on one device at one particular point in time is a little bit frustrating, because if you watch a really good movie on your phone, then when it's over, you feel lonely, right? Because there's nobody to talk to. And then you go bore your friends by telling them the whole plot of the movie, and they're going, why are you talking about this? And so movies are meant to be experienced with other people. So I think that's partly the reason that format, still has some life.
Especially horror movies where you want to be freaking out with someone about whatever crazy thing's going on. And you do such a good job. It's like you come back in and you're like, also here's a million crazy facts you didn't even know about this movie. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, it's actually more fun to do the bad ones than it is to do the good ones. And so in this new series, we've mixed in a lot of so bad it's good ones, and
Can't wait.
Forgotten ones and things like that. So, but we have the classics too. But and also it's I have different tastes than the millennials who I idealize. That's you, yeah.
That's me.
Who idolize the 80s and like everything that came out of the 80s. Having lived through the 80s, I know all the crap that came out in the 80s, and so so a lot of times my director, who is a millennial, Austin Jennings, he's a wonderful director, and but he's 32 years old, and so he'll say, this movie, this will be it. This will be the closer movie. And I'll say, what? That movie sucks. That's a horrible movie. And he'll say, yeah, but it sucks in such an interesting way. And I'll say, oh, I'll watch it again, Austin, but I don't think so. And so I'll watch it again and call him up and say, Austin, it still sucks. And he'll say, no, believe me, people will love this. They will love this. And he's been right so many times that I go ahead and do the movie, even though, it's a really bad movie. but
people love to make fun of stuff also. That's like a huge part of it. It's like people love to laugh at how bad certain things are.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is if it's a sincere effort, but it's a bad movie, it's okay. You like it, If it's somebody trying to make a bad movie, it sort of doesn't work.
It's boring.
Yeah, but no, we have a couple of those in the new series, and in fact, the very first movie in the series is one that I don't know why it's so popular. And
what is it? I know you can't tell me.
I can't tell
I'll
you.
find out at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been and the other thing that's eye-opening,
what?
Miss Millennial, is that you young people know so much more about these movies than
the internet.
Because of and they look up everything and they watch everything, and horror fans especially. Horror fans want to see everything. Yeah. They want to see everything. They want to see movies they want to see the silent horror movies from the 20s, and they want to see the movie that comes out this week, and they want to see everything in between. There's no other genre that's like that. Nobody says, I want to watch all the comedies. Nobody says, oh, I want to watch all the action movies. No,
That's
no.
Right. That's so true.
But the horror fans want to watch every horror movie. That makes it a very high bar in terms of being able to talk to them, being able to talk to the hardcore.
Yeah.
You really got to know what you're talking about, And so, I mean,
but you do.
Shudder asked me to come to the IFC Cinema at Halloween and introduce Halloween, the original Halloween.
Oh, nice.
And
where at? In New York?
Yeah, the IFC Cinema. It used to be the Waverly Theater. It's in Greenwich Village, and so I did it. But I was like, do you guys know how hard it is to say anything original about Halloween?
Right.
And it was like, and so
talked to death.
Yeah, and so we had a good time, and I talked quite a long time about it. But it was a lot of these films, they've become like Broadway musicals, in that we have these classic Broadway musicals that we revive every 5 years.
Exactly.
Sound of Music, Gypsy, Music Man,
all
this stuff.
Our language.
Okay,
we're musical theater kids.
you're musical theater kids. Okay, well the ones Carousel. And every 5 years or 10 years you get a big star, and they do it again, and they say, oh, he wasn't as good as Robert Preston. And we all talk about it. And then, but now we have like all of Stephen King's movies are that way. It's like we're gonna redo them every 5 or 10 years. Yeah, exactly. Pet Sematary. And the time between the remakes is getting shorter and shorter. So a lot of these classic horror films are becoming like those evergreen, Broadway musicals. Like they're all American stories that we're going to retell every 10 years or whatever, right?
I just got really stressed out because I was like, they're remaking Scream, which feels like it just happened. I mean, in a weird way. And I was like, isn't it too soon? But maybe not. I don't know.
What's the year on Scream? Is it
96?
Yeah, I mean, 96. I mean,
it's
like,
a long time ago.
Well, it's 23 years. It is getting to the point where, I think eventually it's going to be like 10 years, because people consume media so fast.
Yeah.
And so the people that make media are always looking for stories. And I mean, I wish it's a little bit degenerate to keep looking backwards and making the old stories over and over again. I wish they would make new stories, but there aren't that many stories. There aren't that many stories, and there aren't that many great stories. And so I kind of see why they do it. They also do it because, it made $600 million or something, and Halloween made even more. Yeah. And that's actually good for horror that those movies do so well. In Shape of Water won the Academy Award.
Yeah.
That's good for horror that happens because
it's trendy right now.
Well, it means that the decision makers with money and with power, when a horror script comes across their desk, they don't dismiss it anymore the way they used to. And the horror scripts that have been circulating for years, and people say, "Well, I love it, but it's so quirky. I don't think it's commercial." Suddenly they start making those because there's so much money involved.
There's so much money.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
I don't even know what show I was just on, but
it was great.
It was great.
Hi guys, my name is Jimmy Workman, Pugsley from the Addams Family, and here at New Jersey Comic Con.
That's right. So we have an online rumor about you that we want to figure out if it's true. Okay.
Oh boy, online rumor.
Online rumor. So we heard on the internet that when you auditioned, you actually weren't intending to audition, that you were just pulled out of a chair. And they said, you could be an actor.
That's true, yes. My sister actually auditioned for the role of Wednesday, and I just was tagging along that day, and they saw me and hired me.
Was she mad?
No, she's great about it.
Oh, thank God. I would be so mad.
She was very cool about it.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you for clearing that rumor up. Much appreciated.
Hey, I'm Felissa Rose. I played Angela in Sleepaway Camp, and I'm here at the New Jersey Horicon. Woo!
So you have done so many horror movies. What keeps bringing you back to the genre and back to these cons? Like, what keeps you coming back?
I'd have to say everyone here. I mean, this is a room full of amazing people, just from the actors to the fans, the filmmakers. It's a special community, and everybody just loves each other, and I'm grateful to be here, and it's definitely all because of Sleepaway Camp.
Yes.
So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for talking to me today. I really appreciate it.
You're so sweet.
Hey everybody, I'm David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown, and I'm here at New Jersey Horicon right now having a killer time.
That was amazing. So I guess I have to ask you, because we saw the Instagram post, we saw the Twitter, Terrifier 2 is happening.
Yes.
Is there anything you can tell us about it?
A lot of people are gonna die. I wish I could say more about like some of these kills in this. I am so excited about filming. They're going to be nuts.
Oh,
they're gonna
awesome.
be so because I get to play, Damien wrote the script this time knowing how I am as an actor, so he's let me have a lot of room to play around and just do some crazy stuff.
And Art likes to play.
Oh, Art loves to play. That's what he lives for. That's what he kills for.
It's true.
Yes.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and have a good time.
Thank you. You too.
Hey guys, I'm Damien Leone, director of Terrifier at New Jersey Horicon.
That's right. So I have seen so many Terrifier t-shirts today and yesterday, and people are being like, this is like one of the new iconic characters that is coming up along like the Jasons and the Michael Myers. It's crazy. So like, how does that feel?
We're so grateful and honored when we hear that. It doesn't really sink in, but we do love hearing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Literally, someone just walked by that had an Art the Clown tattoo on his body. It's like you made something in your head that is on someone's body. How'd you do that?
Wow. It took a while. Because I created Art the Clown back in like 2005. So it's been a really long, evolution to get.
He's also been in multiple movies, right?
Yes, yeah. Started out in short films, and then those short films went into an anthology called All Hallows Eve. But my goal all along was to make Terrifier. It just took a long time for somebody to believe in it and put up the money, who was my producer, Phil Falcone, who's really the unsung hero of Terrifier. Doesn't get credit, but he's the reason why it exists.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what was it like on set to be wearing so many hats? You did so much of the special effects. You obviously did the prosthetics and everything for Art, and your directing and your writing. How did you manage all that?
You just got to do it. You really, if you think about it, you'll go crazy. You'll panic. You'll freak out. So you just gotta jump in and do it. Don't think about it. Just think about the end result, and you got to believe in it.
And we're back. So you said Tom Savini was one of your biggest early inspirations?
My biggest inspiration. So I was a little kid, I discovered his VHS tape called Scream Greats. So it's like this 45-minute documentary about just him doing his thing. And it was the first time I saw what goes on behind the scenes of horror movies and saw somebody creating the monsters. And I was always creative and artistic as a kid. I drew a lot. And that was my segue. And I thought, I gotta try that. And funnily enough, at a horror convention when I was 12, in New Jersey, the Chiller convention, right, that my mother took me to because Tom Savini was going to be there. So
That's a good mother.
and she named me Damien after The Omen, so I was born to this. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's true. And I met Harvey just now, who plays Damien in The Omen, and he signed an autograph to my mother, which is like more surreal.
So you were born and raised into horror.
100%. Yeah. I don't think I had a choice, but yeah. So I bought my first makeup kit at that horror convention, and I met Tom Savini. I went home, started getting my friends and experimenting with everything that was in that box, and I just fell in love, and that just led into filmmaking from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad you're here at New Jersey Horicon. I really appreciate you talking to us, and we'll get back to your fans.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Chris. And what's your name?
I'm Felicia.
Hi, Felicia.
Hi, nice
We're here
to
at
meet you.
the New Jersey Comic Con, and it's pretty cool watching all the weird costumes walking by. And then, of course, the Furies, the Warrior gang, the baseball Furies, are here as well.
Yes, and they looked awesome.
They did.
That
What's
was
the craziest one you saw?
The craziest one I've seen, so there's a really good Jason running around. He's actually chasing people.
He's actually walking around, though.
Oh.
Jason doesn't run.
Damn it, you know your horror,
Nailed
don't
it.
you?
Nailed
Wow,
it.
that was good. Okay, he chased me really slowly.
Okay, right.
But I ran very quickly.
But then you fell down for no apparent reason.
Yeah, just to die.
Just weird, right?
I love to play the victim.
Yeah, exactly, every time. The other one for me was I met Harvey Stevens, who is Damien in The Omen.
Yes.
And he's been
Very
creeping me
sweet.
out since I was a kid. So to meet him, and he's the same age as me, it just was really weird because to see him growing up, I felt like I was actually meeting the Antichrist.
Oh, no.
And the reason why it's funny is because when my parents saw The Omen in 1976, they came in my room. My mom came in my room afterwards, and I woke up and she was searching through my hair, looking for 666.
Oh, my God, just in case. Were you showing some signs?
She found it.
Some devil signs?
Yeah, she found it.
Yeah, of course you did. Well, thank you for talking to us. I really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
What a great moment in the whole day today was talking to you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, this is John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. I'm here at New Jersey Horicon. Had a blast this weekend. Still having a blast. And hey, I'm turning it over to you.
Yeah, turn it over to me. So my question for you is about the voice. So were there more options for the voices? Like, where did this one come from? Did it just come to you immediately?
It pretty much did. There were other actors in there auditioning. They had the auditions at Kevin Yeager's studio where he was making the puppet. So,
Wow, cool.
it was kind of cool. So when I saw the puppet, I knew I wanted to give it all that texture, And I used to, I did a lot of voices and stuff in my stand-up. One of my signature pieces was I did a 3.5-minute version of The Wizard of Oz, with all the characters and stuff. And
Would love to see.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you probably find it online somewhere. And so, I thought I'd throw in the Wicked Witch of the West laugh. And, I had been thinking about who was some of my favorite horror hosts, and I had always loved Alfred Hitchcock on his show Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and he would do puns himself, and he would, kind of do these sly, like one, raised eyebrow kind of thing. I used to collect the comic books as a kid, so I knew this guy had to enjoy himself, and I could see some of the other actors going, "What? Be careful what you ask for. You may get it. This is terrible." And I was like, these people don't get it. This is like Shakespeare to this guy. It's alliteration, he just loves it. And then Kevin Yeager started laughing every time I do it. So I knew I was hitting it right. And then I started laughing, which I go, okay, he laughs at his own jokes. Okay, let's keep that, and that's really how it developed right there in the room. Next day, I don't know, it felt like it was the next day. He had me doing it in the office for Richard Donner and Joel Silver, two of the biggest movie producers in the business, and they gave me the job right there on the spot. So
Incredible. That's a great story.
yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Come out and check New Jersey Horicon. Every year we're here.
Well, hi. I'm Adrienne Barbeau, and I'm here at the New Jersey Horicon on the infamous Atlantic City Boardwalk.
Truly infamous. So obviously, I'm a big fan of your work, but I'm also a big fan of the She Kills podcast that has just come out. How has that experience been for you? Have you had a lot of fun with it?
I'm so glad that you're even aware of it because they just dropped it. You know, it's on Shudder.com, the AMC streaming channel. Yes. And actually, they approached me before the first of the year and said, we'd love to have you moderate this, you know. Each episode is an interview between two women known for their work in the genre. So it's women in horror.
Which is my favorite.
I'm glad to know that. I learned a lot because I'm not that familiar with the genre except as an actor, you know. Right. I'm not a big horror fan aficionado. I don't like to be scared. Right. So I've really enjoyed listening to them along with you.
Yes. Well, that's so great, and it's so nice to talk to you today. It's exciting for me to meet you as well.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Denise Crosby, and I'm at New Jersey Horicon.
So I do want to ask you, because the movie's coming out on Friday. Are you excited to see it?
I really am. I mean, it's a mixture of like just excitement and a little nervous, you know, and I feel so close to the film on so many levels. So it'll be the first time I've ever seen something that, you know, has meant so much to me in my life and my career, and a remake. You know, somebody else playing Rachel Creed. So it's a little mixture of things, but you know, all in all, it's fantastic that, you know, the film can hold a remake. You know, that it's important enough that it requires a remake.
It's a good story.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, and it's nice to meet you. Big fan. All right, I am here with Linden Porco, who is the new Leprechaun star. I personally love the movie. I think it's so good. What was it like to recreate this character that's so iconic?
It was amazing, to be honest. I really tried to incorporate how I would create the character and to bring a whole, not a whole new life, but to bring my life experiences and how I would scare the, excuse my language, shit out of people. And so, it was an absolute blast. I have to give a lot of the credit to the cast and the crew that was also involved, because without them, this movie wouldn't be what it is. So, it was to fill in the roles of what Warwick Davis did was amazing, and it's amazing to be in the realm of people like that. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of times when someone new steps in, there's a lot of people are like, oh no. But I feel like you've been really everyone's like, hell yeah, he's amazing. I feel like across the board, people have been excited about you, which is great.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Well, thank you so much. And are you excited to be at New Jersey Horicon?
Absolutely. First time, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm Linnea Quigley, and I'm having a blast at the New Jersey Horicon. Now, if you want to come out, come out.
You are so iconic. You are one of my favorite screen queens. And I do want to ask, do you have a favorite role that you've done?
It's between Trash in Return of the Living Dead or Sorority and the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama.
Yes.
Where I played Spider.
Yeah. That is a great role for you. It's so tough, so cool. I loved it.
It was so fun.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, weirdos? We are on Sunday, the last day of New Jersey Horicon. We've met so many great people, so many actors, so many directors. We've met so many great vendors that are selling the craziest, coolest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I just want to say thank you all for watching and have a nice scream. Bye.